to our channel, Spread Fan TV. We are here.
What's your name?
And my name is Fan.
And my name is Fred.
And we are here again. So, sweetheart, what is our vlog for today?
Well, we got a good one. The title to our blog today is "What are the disadvantages of marrying a Filipina?"
So,
Fellas, it's a disadvantage. Some things it's not heaven. You know, it become like heaven, but it ain't heaven. Only heaven is heaven. Let's get that straight. so, but listen to me. One of the things that you have to understand about marrying a Filipino woman is that when you marry this woman, it's gonna be expensive. If you know, I've told you before, if you ain't got no money, don't try to get them honeys, cause it ain't gonna work. You got to have some money, because not only do you incur expenses with her, and if she's got a child with them, but her mom, her dad, her sisters and brothers sometime too. But especially the mom and the dad, and especially if she have been named the breadwinner, it's going to be some expenses in that. And you're going to have some arguments, because once she come to the U.S., she's going to change. She was that sweet, innocent little, beautiful little fine tenderoni that you've been dreaming about. But when she come to the U.S., when she step off of that plane and touch ground in new ground she ain't never been before, things change. Because, you know, not because she just an evil person, but it's human nature. You know, I know when I went to the Philippines and got off that plane, I changed. You go to a different country, you're gonna change. You're not gonna be the same person you were when you were in your home country. It's just not gonna happen. Especially them. You know, it's a little bit easier for, I think, this is my opinion now, for American person to go to the Philippines or another third world country than, and make it, and we can become more, we can get used to it easier than they can come here and get used to the U.S. Y'all feel me? So that's what I want to, share with you, some things along those lines. It's not a bed of roses, y'all. Y'all see me in my glory, but you don't know nothing about my story. I've been through some stuff, and to get to this point of peace and joy and happiness with my wife, it's been a little roller coaster, and I'm here to keep it real and let you know what's really going on. I know a lot of men are going to other countries, especially the Philippines, because I'm seeing, when I go there, I see more Americans than I did when I first went over there. So the word is out, and I'm not telling you this so you don't go over there and get you one. Because I encourage it. I already can tell you now, a lot of you guys that's listening to me now, you already been thinking about it. You already been thinking about leaving home and going to another country to find you a wife. I'm not telling you nothing that you don't already know and have already felt yourself. So I'm just going to share some things with you, so you won't be shocked when you get there, So I'm give my wife, what you want to say, baby?
So my husband gonna tell about what are the disadvantages of marrying a Filipina. So my husband trying to be real over here, and they gonna share to you guys, for those who are very interested to marrying a Filipino woman. So my husband share it to you how you be decided before you married her, so they have some disadvantages that part if you married her. So my husband want to say something, the real, the real experience that
Yeah.
he went through. So we just, because me and him here, we just be real. So we just want to share to you that whose guys this are really interested. So my husband is, they feel his brother to make pay attention and be careful before you marry the woman, because it's not everything is the bed of roses, my husband said a minute ago. So if you married her, not only her, but something disadvantage that you the part that you married of her also, that marrying all entire the family, not only that one, you marrying some of the cultures that were where she came from. So being my husband, American man, is hard for him to adapt. Sometimes we have a misunderstanding, sometimes it's come up with the culture, but I try to tell him you must to adapt it because I adapt your culture too. So me and him, we started a misunderstanding about that, but being me and him have love each other, we can fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Being me and him being have a misunderstanding, we can talk about, we argue too, me and my husband, but we not really get too way far about it, but we can have a talk and understand both sides to, so the part of the culture, because being marrying a Filipino is, you married also the real, because we are have a strong belief, like our, our tradition, and not only tradition, the way our how we can,
Spiritual
yeah,
beliefs.
a spiritual belief, and that's also a
Some of
little
that
bit
is a little bit orthodox
yes,
than
yeah,
Christianity here in the U.S.
yeah,
It's a little different, Same
yes,
God, but the traditions are different,
yes,
and so that can be a little bit of a problem.
yeah, that's the
But
first.
but you
I'm
can
sorry.
work that out. We worked that out very early on
Mm-hmm.
because you know when I went to her church for the first time, I had never been to church like that. Where it's just mostly um, ritual type things. It's not like the praise and the worship and how a lot of preaching and teaching of the word and stuff like that is just totally different. You have to go there to experience it for yourself, but it was different. But you know, I asked her, before I ever went to the church, is Christ the center of the whole meeting? And she said, yeah, Jesus was the Savior there, just like he is in Christianity. So I didn't have no problem. So we got over that pretty quick. But this is what I want to warn you fellas about. It's very important what part of the Philippines you find a wife. They got some good wives in certain areas, and they got some bad wives in certain areas. Uh, you don't want to go to the city where it's a big crowd looking for a wife. Those girls there are fast. I've already, shared on that. But and you know, there's other parts of the Philippines that the girls just a little bit faster. You want to go to the more remote parts of the Philippines to find you a wife, and don't get in a rush. If you most of y'all not gonna go over there. I don't recommend no man to go over there and try to find a wife. My method, I would definitely get on a dating site, because thousands of them are on dating sites, and you can build a relationship with them over the phone before you ever get there. So don't go over there thinking you're going to meet one, because that's like a needle in a haystack right there. You're going to see millions of women, all Filipino women, and trying to meet one that's going to be the right one. That's almost virtually impossible unless God does a miracle for you, and it can happen. But I don't advise it to go over there like that. You go and already have a woman that you got in mind, that one or two, that you done chatted with on the phone, and you want to go and meet them, and and feel them, because basically ain't no guarantees. I can't sit here and tell you, the perfect way to get that woman and all of that. It's going to be like trial and error, like it is here. It's a chance you take, but I can give you some pointers, about not sending a lot of money over there. If you start chatting with one, don't send a lot of money. You send very, very little bits of money. Just to show her that you are concerned and with her need. What you say?
So, sweetheart, I have a questions for you that how they can predict because you're saying lately that you don't need to pick some woman in the city, especially Filipino woman that they live in the city because it's really steadfast, it's fast. So, what kind of idea or some good information that they can get a right woman or a good woman? What kind you suggest to them that a little bit religious person woman that they can found that
Oh yeah.
how I don't know how to ask some question my husband. I'm a little bit um I'm a little
But
bit
I get
you
what
know
you're trying to say, baby.
okay
I
okay
understand.
so
They might not
let them
understand,
know
but
about
I
it
understand her.
because they are
What she is saying is, what's the best kind of woman? A woman
mm-hmm,
that's in the city that's fast, or
mm-hmm,
a religious woman that's in the province.
yeah so
I can tell you now, the religious woman that's in the province, especially if you're a religious man, if you believe
mm-hmm,
in Christ, and that you're trying to live for God, you definitely want a woman of your own nature, and your own spiritual,
mm-hmm.
and your spirit can receive, because I'm telling you, don't go over there, because you're gonna be like a kid in a candy store. It's gonna be so many beautiful women, you ain't gonna be able to choose one.
Okay, I have a questions to you. What kind of words that do you advise to them before they meeting a woman or before they decide to marrying? What kind of disadvantages they need to be aware, especially a foreign man that want to be married, that their girlfriend or whatever. So what kind of awareness that he don't need to be married so fast? So what kind of pointers that you could tell them that
Oh, okay.
yeah, so they can be pay attention before they gonna
Yeah,
go there
that
before they
that's that's
decide.
that's a good one. That's a
Yes,
good one.
okay.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, now that I've been there and know the culture,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be very selective and be very careful, because you know I gotta tell you like this. This is how I want to say answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
If you I want to say this: if you are a religious man and believe in God, you better go and consult God first. You about this? You talking about a wife, somebody that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, somebody you're gonna sleep with, somebody that you're gonna, if you die first, you're gonna leave all your worldly goods to, have kids with. You better be very careful about that one, and you better go and consult God first, because it's too big of a decision to make on your own. Because that's the way I felt. This, when you seeking something as important as a wife, you need some spiritual guidance. And that's what I did, and I truly believe that God led me to my wife. I'm convinced of that.
Okay, I have another questions for you. How about if you are not religious man? How he can predict that woman is good or not? So what kind of the pointers you can give? Because it's not everybody is religious.
Yeah.
We just be real with some men are religious, some men are not. They just believe in God and go church, but some of them they are not religious. They are believing in God, but how about how he can predict them? What kind of the experiences that you can tell them? You know, some they can give them to awareness for
Yeah.
not a religious man.
Well,
So
I
what they
got I
gonna
got a
do?
good one that just come to mind. If that girl
Mm-hmm.
is asking you for money and you just met her, a week or two,
And the online dating site, you never
Hey,
been met
if she
yet.
start talking anything about
Mm-hmm.
sending her some money, you
Mm-hmm.
go to the next one. Run quick
Mm-hmm.
because she already. It's a whole bunch of females in the Philippines that uh, you know they
Cut your
can
throat.
they can say that they love you and this and that, and that could be just what you want to hear because you're not hearing it here in the US. Now you hearing a beautiful woman as you ever saw saying she loved you, and that's what you go with, and then all of a sudden you you form this attribute of love, and she really doesn't. She don't
Mm-hmm.
love you. She really looking for somebody to help her. So she's willing to say anything to get that. You know, when you go to a third world country, people will say anything. You know, uh, an old saying: "A drowning man a grab at a straw." So be careful about, girls saying they, love you, but then they asking you for money. That's a red flag right
Yeah.
there.
So how they know that they are just saying they love you and asking for money? Because some of them, I'm gonna be real, some of them they don't wanna show off or show them that they act like a gold digger, but they trying to be go to the smooth, and they don't ask you a money until it coming 1 month or 2 months, because Filipino woman is very observative. They observe all your moves, your action. I'm just be real over
Mm-hmm.
here. So some girls don't wanna go steadfast. Some of them they're very wise and smart. So they don't want you to feel that they are a gold digger. They want you to feel that this is woman is good. So how you could predict that they really love you? So so that's another pointers that I can share you guys, how you can predict that you can feel, oh, this woman I've been chatting for 1 month, you don't asking me anything. You just be careful of that, because they are a wise and smart woman only. So when the things go down, then some woman, they try to let you talk for a couple of 1 month, 2 month, they try to win your heart. So when they already you already fall in love, because the woman and the wise woman or the smart woman try to win your heart. Some of them, they not asking you a money so fast. So they trying to get the smooth move. The smooth move, that how they can win your heart. So when this man or you started falling in love with him, so the moment they take advantage with that, and that's the moment they take the move. Something pointers
Yep.
that I'm just being real here, because I'm a Filipino. I know where my country is, because I've been experienced that some of the girls that I've been seeing there where I came from. I'm just be real. I don't
And you done
generalize.
been talking to them too.
Yeah, and I don't generalize everybody in the Philippines. I just be real, which one the real one I've been seeing, and see the real. So the wise woman, the smart, I'm talking about the smart woman, they try to win your heart. They don't want you ask you anything, and they are very boastful to say, I have a job. I have my own job. I've been working, and I've been in school and I've been working. You're trying to do is boastfulness. You're trying to winning your heart. Oh, she good. She got a job, so I don't have any problem about this. So they started the observing you, how your action, how you carry yourself with her, how you be what's that, baby, comfortable with her. So when you started falling in love with her, that's the moment the real one come out too, because this is the another option, the steadfast and not steadfast. The another one is just smart move. I'm talking about the smart move. So you have to be careful about before you marrying her, because some of them, they just winning you for 3 months, 4 months. So when you fall in love, that's the moment they scoop you down from the pocket and cut your throat, something saying like that,
but
you know
but yeah, but
yes.
but listen to me. Don't fall for that trick, cause that
Yes.
that is one that they do.
Yeah, that's
Don't
the
fall for that.
disadvantage.
If the girl really love you,
Yes.
and listen to me, none of them gonna really love you. It ain't
Especially.
happening. It ain't happening. You ain't gonna be 8,000 miles away and find a woman that love you, especially if you understand what love is. You can say anything with your mouth, but your actions is what really shows that love. And so how is a person gonna love you that then they never seen you in person, never met you? So don't fall for that. And you don't love them. You can't love somebody you ain't never touched, you ain't never really been around. That ain't real love. So you just got a oozy feeling. And that's all she got, a oozy feeling, see herself with you. So be careful with that.
And guys, not only that one that she asking you a money, and other that one when you are together the relationship there, not everybody that not everybody was perfect for what I'm saying, because some of them, me and my husband, me and you was fall in love and online too. It's too rare. Me and my husband was chatting online and that inside that me and her
Mm-hmm.
was fall in love, but that's very rare. So I don't generalize like the way you said, yes, goozy or some whatever you said, that not 100% all of that, but some of them it coming real too. I'm talking about that, no, not 100%, because me and you was fall in love through dating site while I was, I'm outside the country working to me and you.
Yeah.
So I just address this guys so you be comfortable while we are talking right here, because some girls and some foreign men that's really in love each other. It's the way how the true love goes. It's the way the real love is there, but 90% of that is not true and 10% is true. I'm just be real over here. And not only that one, if that girl don't ask you money or whatever, or you already started supporting her, she gonna ask you, when you file a fiance for me, when it the green card, yeah, do you, and some of them, the approach, hey, you have to marry me here in the Philippines. So that's a smart move, because when you married her in the Philippines, she automatically received automatic a green card. So when she reached down here in US, she already have a green card holder. And the moment that she having a green card holder, if you and her have a misunderstanding, she can go in the Philippines and then backing and forward, and they don't this is a disadvantage I'm talking about. So she can have a time to take her time to leave you, because she don't have to worry, she's secured. Once you married her in the Philippines, automatically the spousal visa is carry the green card automatically with her.
Wow.
Yo,
Yeah.
so
That's.
the fiance is different. The
Mm.
fiance is just the one to process the paper. So she ain't really. I'm talking about she's secure about you, but the main things of this situation is we're talking about disadvantage. So the fiance visa is different also, because when you file her a fiance visa, she's not a green card holder. So you have to marry here in US, enables you can file her everything the papers. But the spousal visa, if you married her there in the Philippines, she already secured. She got already social security is part of that. The green card is part of that. So when you bring it here in US, she good. She good.
Yeah.
So that's the disadvantage when you're marrying her in the Philippines. So that's what I said. You be very careful for marrying a too fast. If this girl too much asking about the documents, the paper, be careful about that, because she have the vision to go further. Especially. Okay, go ahead, sweetheart.
Another thing,
Mm-hmm.
fellas, when you marry this woman and bring her to the U.S., you're gonna sign something called spousal support that you're
It's
gonna.
called affidavit support.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
affidavit
Yeah,
of
the
support.
affidavit support.
Be
Yes.
careful when you sign that.
You
You
just
just sign your life away for 10 years.
yeah,
Some
that's
places it's 5 years, but you
mm-hmm.
have to take care of her for
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
Mm-hmm.
She's your obligation.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. So that's a real tough thing. It ain't like the women here in the U.S. You can just push them away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we didn't get along, we didn't make it. No, if you brought this woman over here, that spout that
The
affidavit of support says
No, that's
that.
part of the paperwork, like you filing a fiance visa. Also, that's part also the affidavit of support. So guys,
Yeah,
the
that means that you
affidavit,
got to take.
yeah,
He's responsible for your
mm,
welfare and
yeah,
taking care of
yes,
you,
sir. That
even if y'all not together.
Yes, because the affidavit support is under of your name. If anything happened to her and still she ain't not citizenship, is your responsibility. If she ever run away, whatever, it still is under your name, because affidavit support that you sign, you taking care everything in her until she be turned to be a citizen. So we just be real over here. So this advantage of marrying of a woman
That's a
is very
big
crucial.
responsibility.
It's big responsibility. So guys, we just gonna share this to you to be aware and open your eyes, and you very careful. I know you fall in love because like you go to the store that many candies, which one you wanna taste it, but you have to very careful spreading also, seeds on there, and you having a baby, because that's also, they have
Oh,
also a law in the Philippines. If you don't support the child's that you've been with the woman, they can file a case for you. If you don't support, they can blacklist you. You can't enter in our country unless you settle down the finances support from your child of that woman.
yeah, you
So
got to take care of that child, or
yeah,
they
so
can.
you have,
That woman can
yes,
file papers and block you from coming in the
yes,
Philippines
yeah.
anymore.
So we have the
So you
law
can't
that
go over
there.
there and have a relationship, and then
Then
it didn't work, and you got a baby by
yes,
her. You
it's
go
very
on and get
headache.
another girl.
Mm-hmm.
That woman, other woman, can file papers on you and
Yes,
block you from coming in if
yes.
you're not taking care of that child, paying
So
child support.
yeah, it's too crucial and headache, guys. So that's the disadvantage. So we just share it to you guys because we just concerned. My husband is concerned about his brother seeking for a wife across the ocean. So we
Yeah.
just be real here,
And
and
listen to me, fellas.
mm,
You know, another thing, another disadvantage is from marrying a Filipina. You know, they don't forget nothing.
they're
You
very
know,
observative.
they very observative. Yeah, they it's a good and a bad thing, because my wife, she like a German Shepherd dog. If we go out, and not calling her a dog, but she got them instincts. Her antennas are up. She's observing everything around us, which is a good thing. You want that. That's what she's supposed to do. Watch my back. And but another thing is she watches you too. Any little thing you do, she gonna hold you to about accountable for that.
Like what?
Especially uh,
Like what?
um, if you tell her you're gonna do something or buy her something, you
Except
know
that one. That's common.
that right there, she ain't gonna live that down. Another thing, um,
Like you
if
go out, you don't
if
tell
you
me
do
something
something wrong,
before you go out to the
if you
house.
do something wrong, it's hard for her to forgive you for it.
No, I
She'll
can
say,
forgive you,
yeah, she'll
sweetheart.
say she forgive you for it, but it ain't gone out of her mind, out of her soul. It's still there. It lingers to the next argument. Then it comes out. Then you can say that you forgive me, but then when the argument come up, she brings it back up. That's not forgiveness. When you forgive somebody, then it's you don't bring that up no more.
So being I'm be real. So that's our part of our being a Filipino cultures is part of that one. But I forgive you though. But sometimes you did something, I can come back up and think about that. But sometimes if you before you go out to the house and move your step, just let me know. Hey sweetheart, I changed my mind. I wanna go here. If you wanna go that one step, just let me know before you go out. Oh, maybe I changed my mind. I just
Oh
let you know you
yeah,
need to
yeah,
wait
yeah.
because I'm waiting 1 a.m. in the morning for him, and she just goes somewhere I don't know. He changed his mind
Listen,
when I then
listen.
call the phone. I don't know. She go that way, and that's the misunderstanding between
We finna
me and
tell y'all
him.
about our last argument.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell y'all about it. Okay, listen. I had an unexpected visitor that came from another state, and uh, we had to take care of some serious business paperwork, and I don't want to discuss it, but um,
But no need to
it
just,
was it was something that I had no control of, but it was something that I'm glad that happened because it's some business that needed to be taken care of, and I've been wanting to do it for many years, and it's very serious. So we were taking care of the business, some family business, and we was taking care of the business. So while we were out, we decided we was gonna go to a place, and because I didn't tell my wife before I left, we were going to the place. When I came back and I told her, but no, I called her and told her,
no, I'm
no,
the
no,
one
yeah,
who
you
called
called
you
me. She
because
called
I'm
me.
waiting 2 hours. You didn't call
Okay,
me. Yeah.
we weren't gone but about an hour.
No, 3 hours. You
I'm
said,
talking about but when you called.
yeah, you gone 3 hours already. That's why I'm concerned about
No,
it.
we
You
left.
left 6 p.m. and I call you 9.
Oh, we didn't leave it. No, we left at like 7:30.
I really don't know
Okay,
what's
but
it, but that's
anyway,
what
listen,
happened. That's
listen,
what
listen,
happened. Okay.
listen. We decided that we was gonna do something different than I told her we were gonna do. And so she called me and I told him, baby, we finna do this. But when I got home, she was mad because we I decided to do something different after I had left home and didn't tell her I was gonna do it before I left home. So since things changed while I was out, even though I told her what we were finna do, when I got home, she was still furious, And so, and listen to me, that doesn't have to do with a Filipino. That same thing can happen to any woman from wherever she is. Women in the U.S. The only thing is that's her personality. That another Filipino woman that doesn't have her personality may have never ever thought 2 minutes about it. She said, "Okay, baby, all right, I know you. That's business. Y'all need to take care of that. Okay,
But
and that's it. But you got to get used to your wife when she come to the from to the U.S. because when long as we were living in the Philippines together for 3.5 years together, that situation never happened. So she was never put in that position to show me that part of her. So that was the first time. So now you see what I'm talking about. You have to take your time, and ain't nothing guaranteed. Life is gonna happen, and you just make sure that you got a strong life partner to be able to handle life with you. And my wife is strong, so that's why I love her, because even though she'll get mad, she loves me enough to get over it.
okay, sweetheart, we need to address this, the disadvantage of marrying a Filipina, because I'm sorry guys, we a little bit out because we addressing this to you. So next is being a homesick. So if you're marrying a Filipino woman that you already bring here in US, so you have to plan to visit her family also. You have to plan to visit her family because being us, we really value and we're really affectionate about how our mom doing, how our people, our family doing, especially me, but not 100% like I'm thinking about. But is she not being homesick? So if he's stay here a couple of years already that you already bring her, so you must be set the day that when you go travel to the Philippines and bring her to her family to see her mom, especially the special loved ones that she really love, because that's make her happy. And I really appreciate, really here she really appreciate who you are, that's make their treasure, explode and happy. So you just bring her vacation, go to her country, because sometimes we cannot avoid, we tell them that, oh baby, I want to go home. I know I kind of love her, but how about my family? That's part they called homesick. So like me, I'm homesick though, but my husband sometimes he bring me to travel and we go in Florida or something just to release my homesick, because when I'm homesick, I'll be thinking a lot of stuff what's going on there. Especially I have one child left there in the Philippines that I never accomplished to bring. So my mind is kinda and really sometimes good. So
And that
that's
can
what.
be a problem.
Yes, yeah, that's the called emotional stress
And
for
that's
my husband.
understandable.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yes.
understand that.
So
She do get homesick.
yeah, so
But when I say, hey, yeah, baby, why don't you, take that trip back to the Philippines?
why you need to laugh?
She say, no, I ain't going.
You crazy. Hey, you be serious. Your viewers is okay. Say something. And she telling me guys that, baby, why you don't get take a trip yourself? I said, yeah, I wanna go, but later I wanna come back in US. That's what I said. So anyway, guys, that's the disadvantages about how you married a Filipino
Yeah,
woman.
be
You
ready
have
for
to be
be
careful.
ready for her to be homesick, and that's
Yes,
natural.
and
Because if
then
you go to the Philippines, I guarantee you, because it happened to me, you go to the Philippines and you stay a few months, you gonna get
and
homesick.
then guys,
And if you ain't never been homesick before, you don't know how it feels.
and then
That's
guys,
a feeling that comes out of your soul that's hard to control, and only time can heal it. Ain't no medicine you can take. You know, nothing you can really do for it. Just let it take its course, because if you can't, the only really thing you can do is take your own vacation or do something, to get a mind off of it. But when you back home, you just go back on there again.
okay, the lastly we address guys is eating rice daily. So some men, I will address this because if you are marrying a Filipino, don't be shocked why she eat rice every day, because we have a saying, rice is part of our life. So rice is part of rice is life, that's what we're saying. So my husband, as being me and him one, so my husband is already get used to eat rice, but about the balut, the dried fish is freaking, he don't want to eat that. I
Oh
said, you
Lord.
just stay away from me if you don't, because sometimes I really craving about the, that I know the dried fish. I know you don't want to eat fried fish with head. You know that they include the
Let
ID.
me tell him,
Yeah,
boy.
you.
She got. We went to Florida, and then she had a friend to go to the Philippines and bring up back some dried fish. Oh my goodness, man! Don't you, boy? She can't. Don't let her cook it in the house. That smell be there all day and then half the next day. Boy, it's terrible. I had to buy her a little cook thing where she can cook that stuff outside. Dried fish, partners. That's a disadvantage of marrying a Filipino, because they love dried fish, and it smells so bad you can't.
And then
Ooh.
guys, the disadvantage also the food of marrying a Filipino. You don't need to be shocked that when we are cleaning the fish, we don't throw the head. The head is the part of our treasure when we eat
They
fish.
eat the head.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, if you're ready to marry a Filipino, don't question her why you need to include the head of the fish, because right here in US you take it off the head when you cooking. Us, we don't cook, we separate the head, we clean, we gas it out the fish, we scale it and everything, but we need to include the head of the fish and the body. We don't need to cut and throw it. So if you are marrying a Filipino and she want to fry the fish, you just bury it and see the pot, and the pot over there, the head is there,
And
and the eyes.
if that fish laying there looking at you, don't touch his eyes, because they eat that too.
So guys, that's the disadvantage also about the food. You know that some exotic food get in that you never have taste, like octopus. They have many three types
Oh
of
boy.
octopus. They have bald head,
Oh
circle head.
boy.
We're just talking about that how,
Disadvantages of
yeah,
married a Filipino.
yeah, about the food cultures that they
But those are
eating.
all things you can get over.
Yes,
They
since I
funny.
know guys you don't want to eat octopus. I know you don't want to eat raw fish. I know you don't want to eat something color fish. They call stonefish. They have the stonefish that
Boy,
we
that's an
cook.
ugly
Like
fish.
the teeth is like a human.
Yeah,
But
that's an
that's a
ugly
white meat.
fish.
I know
He
it's.
looked like this dude I know. I went over there and looked at him. What kind of fish is that? He had a front tooth missing, looking like Billy Joe I know, with a tooth missing in the front. I said, "Oh no, I can't eat Billy Joe.
guys,
I
so
can't eat Billy Joe."
and listen to me, guys. When you are marrying a Filipino woman, you can experience a different type of food in your kitchen. But guess what, guys? Leave her alone. If she want to crave that food, just make her treasure and be happy and love you. So buy for her and let her bring to the Asian store or Filipino store or something, because that's what we crave for. So if you are marrying Filipino, you've been experienced that you never been experienced in your life,
And that's a good
especially the
point
food.
right there.
Yes.
She's talking about going to the Asian stores and
Yes.
stuff. One of the disadvantages of marrying a Filipino woman, bringing her back, your grocery bill gonna triple,
But
cause the stuff that they have to buy is expensive. Your grocery bill gonna be triple.
yeah. And guys, don't worry about even a triple. I can cook good, and my husband
Oh yeah,
eat until
that's one good
until
thing
he licking his
that makes
finger is
me.
so good. I
That,
can cook. It's worth it. I know it's too expensive, so that's part the disadvantage, guys. It's expensive.
especially if you got a wife that can cook
Yes,
good.
yeah. Listen, hold on, sweetheart. Is this is the expense? A disadvantage you marrying is expensive. It's emotional stress. You have a disagreements. You know, Filipino that extremely absorbent. You know that a food that you never been in your life. You see, including the head of the fish or eye. You've been experienced over there, and then that marrying entire the family. So we just telling you guys that you have to be careful going a steadfast, especially you decided to marry her, because it's really crucial.
So
And
what we're
that's all.
trying to tell y'all in this blog is,
Yes.
don't think it's gonna be a bed of roses and everything
Yes.
is gonna be happily ever after. We want to let you know that it's gonna be great and it gets greater. The longer you there and you and your wife together, the better it gets, you know. And I can tell you that from experience. And everything that we're telling you is from experience, not something that we heard.
Yes.
This is all experiences, you know.
Yes.
And the difference of it is finding that right one. Because
So
you find that right one, she gon' if even if she fussing, she ain't going nowhere. She gonna be right there with you, you know, and y'all be back in love again, you know. But you have to be patient, because listen to me. Me and my wife still have disagreements, because I don't quite understand what she be talking about sometimes. And sometimes she don't understand what I'm talking about.
so that's
It's
the part
still a
of,
language
yeah,
problem
disagreements.
here. You know,
Misunderstanding.
things will, I can say something and she'll think I said something different. The meaning of it was different, you know.
Yeah.
And so you
I'm
got to
learning, guys.
understand,
I'm
yeah, you
learning
got
with
to
that.
understand that that's going to be a part of it. You know, that she's still learning, you know, the language, you know, and the slurs and the slang and all of that.
Yes,
So
I so guys, that's all I can share to you about this advantage of marrying a Filipina. I hope you have right good pointers, and for my husband to share to you, because my husband just concerned about his viewers, his followers over there. So my husband just tried to share it this for the good informative information before you marrying a Filipino woman. And we really thank you so much for Fred Fan TV for tuning in right now. Thank you for so much for spending your time listening with us, guys. We're really grateful and happy that we seeing you, that we be part of us while we do the live. And thank you so much. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe in our
yes,
video,
yes,
guys.
and when you do, you join with us in feeding hungry people in the Philippines,
Yes.
part of our outreach ministry. So it doesn't cost you anything to hit that subscribe and like button. It don't, and you're gonna share in the blessing that we are being blessed with, because God is really blessing me and my wife. And so we are growing. We see we got some big goals ahead. So we're going forward. So join with us and help us feed some less fortunate people, because they need it bad. They really need it bad. So help us. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank
And
you.
thank you so much. Have a blessed night. Have a good night all over the world.